Hey, this is Trish, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, please look around, check things out, and go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell. Make sure you get the notifications of new videos. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I'm kind of everywhere. And then, of course, I have my own website, trishkazi.com. And today's video is about twin flames and the twin flame journey and how to know your twin flame when you encounter him or her, or them if they're non-binary. Twin flames, it's an amazing, wonderful, crazy, frustrating journey. And if you're already on this journey, you already know this. So I'm assuming that you're new to this journey, and that's why you're watching this video. Quite simply, and let me just say up front, I am still on the twin flame journey. I am not an expert in twin flames. I'm only relating what I've learned, what I've experienced, what I feel about all of this. So I am certainly not the end all be all of information about twin flames, but I just wanted to, like everything else that I do with my blog, I share where I am in my life, and that resonates with some people and doesn't resonate with others. So quickly, a twin flame is basically it's your soul that you share with another person in the 3D. So we are connected to somebody in the 5D. We share the same soul, but that soul has split into two different bodies. Like when we incarnate, when we're born into this physical plane and we took on this carbon-based meat suit, we have a soul that we share with another person. And that other person is our twin flame, the flame being the soul. So we resonate, this other person and I resonate at a frequency that is just ours. Nobody else resonates at that particular frequency. That is how you know your twin flame when you come across him, her, or them, is that you literally resonate with each other. You vibrate at the same frequency as this other person, and nobody else in the world does. It's just the two of you, because you have that connection on the 5D that now you've been lucky enough to come across this person in the 3D, the physical plane. So it is like twins, twins, identical twins who are born from, it's two people who are born from the same egg that split. So it's kind of like that. And that's why it's called the twin flames. And I'm looking down at notes. I made notes so that I don't go too off track. So anyway, your twin flame is your soul mirror. Not your soulmate, but your soul mirror. And they mirror back to you who you are, what you need to see, if you're brave enough to look in the mirror and see, what needs to be worked on, how you can grow. That's what your twin flame is for you. And along this journey, twin flames go through several periods of separation. Most twin flames do. Maybe if you're lucky, you only go through one separation with your twin flame. I'm in separation from my twin flame. But the twin flame journey is amazing. It's ultimately, it's about your awakening and your spiritual development. It is, the goal is to be joined in the physical, but not all twin flames get to join in the physical. And by get to, what I mean is either the age gap is so big, like 60, 70 years apart, they never get to, or they don't make the choice to join in the physical. They allow distance of geography to keep them apart. They allow other circumstances to keep them apart. And this is not to say you need to leave your wife and kids to go be with this other person that you think is your twin flame. I am not saying that at all, because that'll reap some big bad karma juju on you, and you don't want that. But most twin flames do go through a journey that includes separation once, twice, maybe a few or 4 times. And that's just part of it. And the reason for the separation is so that you can deal with the karmic stuff you need to deal with so that you can truly be happy in your twin flame journey. The twin flame journey, the twin flame is all about unconditional love, just like source energy is. Source energy, I've experienced that in an astral past life, astral out of body experience that I had back in 2002, 2003. And I joined source energy. I left this physical body behind, and I joined that light. And I know it sounds cheesy. Everybody who's had an out of body experience or near death experience that has joined this, they say, I felt perfect love. And as a pagan, Wiccans tend to say, in perfect love and perfect trust. Well, there is a perfect love, and it is unconditional love, and it is source energy. And so I have experienced that. The only other time that I've experienced that kind of perfect unconditional love is for my daughter. I have unconditional love for her. Even though she's a cranky, grouchy teenager, I still love her. And the other time that I have felt this kind of unconditional love that just feels so meant to be is in a dream I had when I was 19, when I met my twin in the dream. But I didn't know anything about twin flames. I mean, I did not have that vocabulary. And so, I wasn't even thinking twin flames when our paths crossed here in the physical. I've heard of twin flame amnesia, that you're not thinking in those terms when you actually meet your twin flame or your paths cross. But it is true that when you're not looking for love, that's when love finds you. And I think that's because one of the most important parts of the twin flame journey is the separation and then the surrender, the not looking for it, and there it is, or that's certainly how it happened for me. So let me talk a little bit about the other kinds of soul connections you will come in contact with that are not your twin flame, but they certainly influence your life and help you get ready for your twin flame experience. So first you have the soulmate. The soulmate, a lot of people are taught that your soulmate is your better half or your other half. Well, you are not a half. You are complete. There is no one who's going to complete you because you are complete. Even as a twin flame, I'm complete. My soul is complete. That soul, we are connected in the 5D, in the energetic level. We are still a whole soul. We're just split into two bodies. So I don't feel incomplete. And so your soul mate, as we're taught, is your husband, your wife, your whatever, where you're, this is the person that you need to feel complete. That's not it. Your soul mate tends to be a soul friend, or as I like to think of it, a soul lesson teacher. Because usually the soulmates that come into your life, they come into your life and then they leave. This could be a teacher. It could be a coach. It could be just someone you met on the subway. It's just a really profound meeting. I've had many of these in my life. I won't go into all the examples, but there was one his name was Mr. O. And I met him at a fast food restaurant one night many, many years ago. And we sat and talked for over 4 hours. And I remember him to this day and just the things that we talked about. It was just a wonderful meeting. And so I consider him a soul lesson teacher. One of the most important lesson teachers that I've had in my life are certainly the people who influenced me in terms of music, theater, and my own spiritual path. For my spiritual path, one of those people, his name was Mark, and he was a professional principal dancer with a ballet company, and we met at a ballet competition. No, I was not a ballerina. No, this would never, ever be a ballerina. But I did love ballet. That was my first love, actually. And he let me read some of his poetry, which was about his animal totems, specifically the bear totem. And when I read this, I was like, oh my God, I feel this. This is, yes, I resonate with all of this, but I'm not American Indian. He was American Indian. And so I was like, but I mean, I resonate with this, but I don't know how I can connect with this, you know? He said, well, who are your people? Where are you from? And he kind of helped me get through the mental process. You know, my family, it comes from Ireland and Scotland. And so he said, well, that's where you need to start. And at the age of 17, I was really needing a little bit of a push into the right path. And he was it, because I just graduated from Catholic schools, evil Catholic schools. And I was 17, and I needed to get back to who I was, because I knew that wasn't for me. And when he said Ireland and Scotland, and I started researching Irish history, Irish spirituality, Scottish, the indigenous spirituality of the people of Ireland and Scotland, I felt home. And I've been an official pagan ever since. You know, but that was so incredibly important to me as a person and my life. And I only knew him for a few days. And actually, I reconnected with him a few years ago. I sought him out to thank him, but I haven't had him in my life outside of those few days that I knew him when I was 17. So he is definitely a soul teacher. Your soul teachers and your soul mates tend to come into your life, and they go. If they are a soulmate, a soul friend, then they can help you. They can help set you on a path, but they don't walk the path with you, if you know what I mean. They match you because you are a soul connection. They match you, but they don't walk your journey with you. They don't help you in that way. They will be supportive. So if you say, oh, well, I want to go to music school, and your soul friends will say, oh, that's wonderful. Do that. That's going to be great. Oh, you'd be awesome at that. Do that. They're not going to really disagree with you. They're going to support you because they want what's best for you and they want you to be happy. What's really interesting about the term soul friend, though, is that if you're Irish and you have one of those claddagh rings, with the hands, the heart, and the crown, that's England, yuck, also means loyalty. But a lot of people will get the inscription Anam Cara on their ring. And Anam Cara means soul friend. It does not mean lover. It does not mean soulmate. And it certainly doesn't mean soulmate as we think of soulmate as in the ultimate lover, romantic connection. Soulmate actually does not mean that at all. Now, you can be in love with a soulmate, but that doesn't mean that they're your twin flame. Okay. Your soulmate, again, is a lesson teacher for you, and they can help inspire you. They can help set you on a path, but they don't walk that path with you. Okay. The other kind of connection is a karmic connection, and the karmic connections tend to be really awful, and there's just no way to put that nicely. In my own experience, my life experience, from hearing from other people who've gone through this on the twin flame journey and the karmic situations, the karmic people, the toxic people and the toxic situations they've been in, the karmic situations are just unpleasant. They are often just chaotic, frustrating, and the reason is because you are needing to work through karma. That's why it's called a karmic connection, is because a karmic connection forces you to grow. The way a soul friend, soul mate, soul lesson teacher doesn't necessarily force you to grow. That kind of connection can encourage your growth. They can certainly say, okay, that's the way you should go, but they can't make you go that way. They can't make you grow on any level, but certainly not a spiritual or emotional level, the way the karmic is going to, because the karmic, If you think of like a magnet has two poles, right? You have the North Pole and the South Pole. And you would think that the two North Poles would attract each other because they're the same. And with karmic situations, we're usually drawn to people where we have either things in common, or we've been told that's what we should be attracted to, or that's the kind of person we should be in a relationship with, et cetera, et cetera. But the truth about magnets is that the same poles actually repel each other. They break away from it. They should want to, but then they don't. They should want to make a connection, but they don't. It's actually the opposite poles on a magnet that attract each other. And the reason for this, and the reason why I use this analogy when talking about twin flames, is because your true twin flame is your mirror. Your true twin flame is not there to bullshit you. Your twin flame is not there to kiss your ass. Your twin flame is there to love you unconditionally and help you walk on this path of growth, but they are you on a soul level, and that's why when you look in the mirror, do you see what other people see, or do you see you? Can you look at yourself in the mirror and see your faults and your fears and be okay? Can you look at yourself in the mirror and see your beauty and see all of the things that make you wonderful? Even though society says, you're too this, you're too that, why don't you get this nipped and tucked and, sucked out and plumped up, and change this and grow taller and be thinner and be richer and be better somehow. We all have these expectations that are put on us by society. Culture, media, religion, community. And if you jive with all that, that's awesome. But if you don't, it can be a soul-crushing experience to try and fit in and conform, especially when you're on a spiritual journey, a heart-based journey, and everything around you is all about the material and the now and instant gratification, So the karmic situations are usually pretty bad. The karmic situation is going to be something in which there's chaos and frustration, but for some reason you keep trying to make it work. At what point do you finally say, this does not work? This isn't happening. So then why are you staying? Why are you staying in a bad relationship? Why are you staying in an abusive relationship? Why are you staying in a situation that clearly is not working? And this could be a lover. This could be your family. This could be your spouse. It could be a class at school, and the teacher is just toxic. I mean, there are many different kinds of karmic connections and karmic situations. And remember, karma does not mean bitchiness. Karma does not mean revenge. Karma means action. And so in talking about spiritual growth and all of this twin flame business, the karma that we're talking about is the karma that we have put on ourselves that we need to clear up. One of the philosophies behind the whole twin flame journey is that the twin flames who are connected on the spirit level made a contract to come into the physical in these bodies and to have this journey. So there is an unwritten contract between the two twin flames. But the thing is that all of this happens in divine timing. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. And until the twin flame journey happens, there's other stuff to go through. In fact, you're not going to have your yummy, wonderful twin flame experience of being in union. You're not going to have that until you've gone through the bullshit of of the karmic, until this is shedding the karma that you need to go through so that you grow. And that's why a soul friend, soulmate, soul life teacher, lesson teacher person or situation is going to influence you, but it's probably going to be in a really helpful way, and you recognize it as helpful. The karmic situation is helpful in that it makes you grow. It really forces you to grow the hell up in a way that maybe you wouldn't otherwise, you know? So the karmic situation is actually a blessing. It's just awful to go through. And there's just no nice way to say that. The other kind of person that you will encounter on your twin flame journey, or you will most likely encounter on your twin flame journey, is a person called a catalyst. And this is sometimes called the false twin or the false twin flame, because the catalyst can help you get ready after you've done the karmic stuff and you're past that, or you're pretty much through that. The catalyst is going to help you, because the catalyst is going to be like your twin flame, and but they're more like your soul friend. The catalyst is oftentimes going to be a lover type of person. They can seem like your soulmate, but maybe you're in a relationship with them. But again, like your soulmate and your soul friends and your soul teachers, they match you. They don't mirror you. You know, wherever you are, that's where they are. That's where your soulmates are. That's where your catalysts are. Is that wherever you are, and of course the karmic is like this. But your soulmates and your catalyst will be there with you to support you. Whereas your twin flame is there to mirror you, good and bad. And that's why the twin flame journey can be scary. That's why most twin flame journeys involve separations, because you have to deal with the karmic stuff before you're really ready to deal with being a twin flame and facing the truth of yourself. So the catalyst can stimulate growth and can it can provide inspiration the way a soulmate can. But they don't walk the journey with you like the soulmate doesn't. And so a catalyst can be kind of like that preparation to get you ready for your twin flame. The way a soulmate is probably not a lover, the catalyst probably is a lover or a relationship. Even if it doesn't get sexual, maybe it's just emotional. But the catalyst is not the twin flame, because the catalyst is not going to walk through the shit with you. Your twin flame is literally there to walk through the fire with you. Your twin flame is there to trigger growth within you. So in that way, it's similar to the karmic, because the karmic makes you grow. Your twin makes you grow as well, but they don't leave you. Your twin is there so that you go through these moments of trial and growth together, because you are together on the energetic level. The goal is to be together on the physical level. And the reality is that you may never be together in the physical. That just may not happen. And that's certainly one of the things that upsets me. The idea that I won't be able to bring this love, this unconditional love that I feel for my twin, that it will only ever be in the 5D for this lifetime. Which sucks, because I've already met him in my dream, we've already connected here, but we're in separation. And if he makes the choice to never be with me, well, then I can't force him. So the twin flame journey is difficult. Figuring out who your twin flame is, really sorting through, separating the wheat from the chaff, as it were, your soulmate, your soul friends from the karmics, from the catalysts, because all of those people, at the end of the day, those people are not going to be with you on your journey. Only your twin flame is really with you on all of these life-changing, karmic, chuffing experiences. Your twin flame loves you unconditionally. The journey may not be easy, but they're there for you. And, I'm reminded of every man. If you think back to high school literature class or maybe college lit, where every man is doing his thing, and he finally comes up to the day of judgment, and his friends say, okay, we'll go whoring with you, we'll go drinking, we'll go gambling with you, but we're not facing judgment with you. That's your soulmate. That's your soul friend. That's your catalyst, and that's for damn sure your karmic. They're not going to walk the hard stuff with you, but your twin will. Your twin flame is there for you always. And if you make the choice to join in the 3D, so the triggers that stimulate a time of regrowth for you, where you have to deal with karmic stuff, those triggers will still be there even once you are with your twin flame, but you're not alone, and that's the difference. So your twin flame will be unconditional love. Your twin flame will be there for you the way nobody else ever has or will be. And it's the reason why we want our twin flame, is we want that unconditional love, and we want that support from someone who really understands us. And trust me, nobody's going to understand you like your twin flame, because your twin flame is going to be similar to you, but they're not afraid to tell you the truth. Like if you say, oh, I want to I want to cook better, but my cooking, it isn't that good. A soulmate would say something like, oh no, your cooking's fine. Your twin flame's going to say, yeah, actually your cooking sucks, but you can take some cooking lessons and you can get better. Your twin flame's not going to lie to you. Okay, maybe they won't be that blunt, but they'll get the point across. So it's normal to want your twin flame. It's normal to want the person who gives you unconditional love, but it's important to separate that kind of wanting that kind of relationship from a relationship that is just codependent, or separating it from a relationship that is karmic, that's there for you to learn from and grow, particularly in a spiritual or emotional capacity, but it's not necessarily your end-all be-all true love, true twin flame experience. Okay, so just to wrap up, the twin flame journey is a long and winding path. It's not quick. It's not easy. It often involves separation, at least once, usually 2 or 3 times. You'll come into contact, you'll separate, you'll come into contact, you'll separate, you'll come into contact, you'll separate, and then maybe your twin, the runner, if they're the one that's always doing the leaving, they're called the runner, and you, the chaser, and you're like, okay, finally, okay, look, I give up. And it's in that moment when you give up and you surrender to whatever the process is. Surrender the process, surrender to the divine timing, and, let your twin go through his or her karmic bullshit, because believe it or not, you have your own karmic bullshit to go through. I know my twin is going through stuff, and I have the feeling he's purging things in his life. He's purging people and experiences and things in his life, and I have recently experienced similar purging of things in my life, and that I didn't really intend. But it's very interesting that when you're able to be with your twin flame and you look back, and you will see a lot of synchronicities, not just in your journey about what the different things you experienced on the twin flame journey itself, but just synchronicities in your life. It's really amazing when you look at, just how similar your journeys are. And it's not surprising, because again, you have the same soul, you're connected. And, so it's just normal that you're drawn to similar things, but the big difference is with the soulmate, the karmic, the catalyst, is that they may stimulate growth, that you need to, but they won't be there with you. Stay true to the twin flame journey, because it gets very frustrating. It gets very annoying very quickly. And it takes a long ass time. That's the damn truth. There is just no nice way to put that. That's just, it is a true journey. And so I am hoping that this video has helped you. I hope that if you have any questions, you'll ask me. I do readings, so if you want to contact me for a reading, I would greatly appreciate it. And I certainly wish you well on your own journey. Leave comments below about your journey and what you've experienced on your journey with your twin flame, especially if you're in union. Oh, I'm so jealous. I look forward to the day that my twin gets his shit together and we can be together. But until then, you know, I'm in that place of having to surrender the whole thing to the divine timing, and just let it be whenever it's right for it to be. And so if you are in separation as well, go ahead and tell me your story. I'd love to hear your story. Okay, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.